All right. Hey, Annalie, I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me today, and just really wanted to talk to you today about, your experience, right? You worked with me as a private one-on-one client, and, can you maybe share, what it was that you were experiencing when we first met?
Well, yeah, I've had a torn bicep tendon for quite some time, which never had a chance to heal um, due to the fact that I've always had to lift and support my husband. He was disabled, and I had to constantly lift him with the same arm because it was my dominant arm. And I tore the bicep tendon a few times and never really had it healed. So yeah, and it was painful. It was very painful.
Yeah, yeah, it
So,
sounds like it. And before you met me, it sounds like you went and saw a few other people to see if maybe they could help you out. Could you maybe describe who you may have sought out for help and if they were able to or not?
well, I started with just like massage therapy and stuff, but that didn't work, obviously. That the damage was just too severe. I then went to an orthopedic surgeon. Um, he gave me some cortisone injections and various, and that just didn't sit well with me. The cortisone has ripple effects of other things, and it just didn't do well. He didn't want to operate, which I wouldn't have been happy with either. Then went to physiotherapists, chiropractors. The chiropractor eventually said to me that I've got a lot of scar tissue that needed to be broken down before any healing could take place. But her little machine that she was using to try and break it down just didn't work. I went for body stress release. There's a few things I tried. Biokineticist. There was a few things I tried, and there was never really any improvement. It was always just very painful.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to go through that. And I can see how committed you were to healing. And, you and I, when we first, went through that first session was actually on, July 24th, wasn't all that long ago. And, you had told me between the first session and the second session that a very, mundane act that a lot of people don't really think about, just, reaching your arm, out the car window and to maybe grab a parking ticket. Can you maybe share what that experience was like for you?
Well, it was always very, very painful to do that. I usually had to open the car door to actually reach it because I actually just couldn't reach out of the door to take the parking ticket. Um, and yeah, that would actually literally bring me to my knees. It was excruciatingly sore. Reaching up was even worse. Just trying to reach up in a cupboard or anything like that was like also really painful. I usually had to either use my left hand my daughter's taller than me, so I'd call her and say to her, "Listen, please come and get
Oh,
something for me because I can't reach."
yeah.
So
And
yeah, it was just sore.
yeah, that sounds incredibly painful. I'm sorry you had to go through that. And in between the first session and the second session, you shared with me that reaching out the car window was actually something that you could do again. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, and without pain. Um, it was like, whoa, this is new
Yeah.
because my arm was sore for so long, and
Mhm.
because I mean, years that I'd been taking care of my husband and lifting him and everything. So that pain was just always there. And to suddenly reach out and grab a parking ticket with no pain, I was like, whoa, this is great.
Yeah.
And also reaching up in a cupboard to get down a coffee mug, that was great. I didn't have to do it with my other arm, because I just normally just use my right hand because that's my dominant hand. So yeah, that was really great. Yeah, it was a huge relief for me.
I'm so glad. And that was actually only between July 24th, which was our first session, and July 28th was our second session. So in just
Yeah,
that short span of days, already seeing that rapid improvement.
yep,
That's
yep.
incredible. Um, and had you ever experienced anything like what I took you through?
No, never. It was the first time. It was good though. It was magical.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was magical.
And would you recommend it to other people?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've already done that. So yeah, I would.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. You just have to be open to it. That's all. A
Yeah,
lot of people have maybe blockage, but when you've tried everything else, to me, this is it. I would actually at this point use it as my first option if something was wrong. If I know something's not right with my body, I would ask you first
uh,
instead of going to all these other people first.
yeah. Well, I mean, I worked in a in a hospital for 12 plus years, throughout my various careers, and I also have
Mm.
never seen anything work this fast before ever. Surgery,
Yeah,
even if surgery does fix it, which usually with tendon surgery really complicates things and can really make things worse. But even then you're down for the count for just trying to heal from the surgery as well. And
yeah.
where is it that you live?
In Johannesburg, South Africa.
And I'm in Utah in the US. And this was all done
Yep,
through meditation. I didn't touch you. I just spoke to you and I just guided you. Yeah.
yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's pretty amazing what happens when you tap into the truth and realize that your body is capable of healing as long as it's got the right tools. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm very excited that I have the recordings because it means I can just continue with the healing. Look, my arm's not completely healed yet, but it will be. It will be because I can use your meditations anytime.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I love that so much. And the fact that you got, if I recall, you said like even about 30% more movement just in between those first two sessions. Um, and look, it's not going to be something where I snap my fingers and immediately you're miraculously going to be 100% better. But you and I went through about 2 to 3 weeks, and within those 2 to 3 weeks from that total point of where you were feeling extreme pain, how much more functionality would you say that you've got?
Oh, at least about 70.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I've got some more work to do, but you know what? That'll come.
Yeah, yeah,
Come.
yeah.
So
I love
yeah,
that.
I've got a lot more use of my arm now and without pain. That's the thing because before I was using my arm, but it was absolutely painful. It would bring me to my knees.
Mm.
Having to lift I don't know what you guys do in pounds, but 125 kilograms, that's
Wow.
kind of heavy,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, that's
So
about 275 pounds, maybe.
yeah, that's what I was lifting every day. So and this with my dominant arm. So it never had a chance to heal. So yeah, it just is what it is. But yeah, I'm so happy now. I really
Oh,
am. It's just great to be able to, like now, I'm reaching across and it's not hurting me. Before, I would not be able to do that.
that's incredible. That's incredible. I'm glad. I'm so happy to be, the arbiter of this transition for you and be able to help be that guide on your journey. And do you have maybe any final thoughts that you'd like to share?
Not really. I just think that what you do is amazing. I would recommend it to anyone. Give it a try. If it's maybe something that you're a little like, oh, maybe this is not going to work for me, try it. I honestly, I can't recommend you enough. I really think it's great that what you do, and you speak to the heart, and yeah, it's to me, it's absolutely great. You'll be my first port of call.
Oh, no, I really appreciate that. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, Annalie. I'm so glad again that I've been able to help you on this healing journey. And
Thank you.
yeah, my pleasure. And to those who, are not quite sure, hey, you can just, reach out to me and we can chat and we can at least see, what it is that you're dealing with. And like Annalie, you might find some real time benefit and pretty radical at that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yay!
Yay. Well, thanks so much, Annalie. I appreciate it.
All right, Josh. Thanks so much.
You're
Love you
welcome.
lots.
Oh, love you too.
Okay, bye.